pass on my own limitations, my own fears and phobias, my own trauma. I don't want to pass it on to them. So let us definitely get this therapist. Let us get educated. So,
Okay. So do you feel a bit sometimes not understood?
100% all the time. 100% all the time. I'm sure most people relate to that.
Because I've seen how bold you are. In spite of your challenges and what you're going through. You're so daring. Always in front of cameras. Talking, educating people, doing amazing stuff. Do you think that people see you? To be so different, or do you feel a bit misunderstood sometimes?
In terms of the fact that I'm being very bold and they don't know that.
Like everything, in terms of your mental wellness and everything, do you think sometimes, people, what's she on about? Oh, she's so different. She's not acting like the way, we want our girls or our women. Do you feel a bit misunderstood sometimes?
To be honest, this is a very, very, very wonderful question. I want to tackle it. I would like to say that if we get one person right now and show them one thing, just one, let's say we get 4 people and show them one thing, these 4 people will come up with 4 different interpretations of that one thing. It's like the Mona Lisa smile.
Yeah.
Is she smiling? Was she not smiling? What's actually the smile? What is it all about? People always the mind. Like I went and put on my Facebook one time, I said, what do you guys think will suit me the most? What should I do? People say, oh, you should be a singer. Some people said. Some people say, you should work with children. Some people said, oh, you should be a pastor. Some people said, oh, you should be an author. I was like, wow, there's so many things everybody just said. And no one is like, it's not like everybody's saying one thing.
Yeah.
And I realized real quick, Esther, people always see things not based on who you are, but who they are. If you meet kind people, they say, wow, you're so philanthropic, you're so big, you're so generous, so benevolent, you're just giving all your wisdom, all your knowledge. If you see people who are a bit restricted, they'll say, oh no, you are not supposed to tell everybody everything. You're supposed to keep some. They, based on who they are. If you see people who are free, they'll say, wow, free spirit. If you see people who are guarded, cynical, they'll be cynical about you as well. It's nothing to do with you. It's entirely to do with the lens through which they're viewing you. And once you get hold of this, you're set free from the opinions of people. They'll never define you. You're set free from the fear of rejection. It's something that I face every single day. So I said to myself, you know what, just get on with your life and be who you're supposed to be. Don't leave it up onto public opinion to define. And that's what I always tell myself, and that's why I'm always who I am.
So,
yeah.
Do you think when people get to listen, about you sharing your mental health journey, do you think it will change anything? Or do you think, oh, okay, now we understand this stuff? What do you think about,
I still think the first thing I just said about perception based on who they are. Those who already say, oh, she no good. They say, yeah, I said she no good. Those who already feel empathetic, like, wow, what a powerful journey. They'll be like, wow, what a powerful journey. Now it makes sense. It's never onto us. And that's one thing the Lord has been helping me to deal with. It's not for me to decide how you're going to take me. It's for you. And I could be the kindest person. I used to work in McDonald's. And I was very cheerful. I am very cheerful. And I went to help this lady. She was like, no, don't help me. You're too happy. She was really, she said it she was very bold to say, I shouldn't help her. She didn't report me or anything because it was right there in the open. She said, you're too happy. Your energy is just happy. She was like, it was a crime to be happy. So I was like, wow. And I had people in McDonald's say, wow, I remember you because of your dad. Here, 20 pounds. Wow. Tip. Okay, I gave it to McDonald's because they said, you can't keep it. And I asked them, and they said no. I think I gave it to them many years ago, anyways. But it was always people's perception. That's why people could hear me and still be lost. Someone gave me a beautiful analogy. They said Jesus walked on water. Would you believe that in that time when Jesus was walking on water, some people would say, hey, maybe he can't swim. Some people would say, he doesn't own a boat. Are you missing the miracle of walking on water? You who is talking, can you walk on water? No, you can't walk on water. But the man is walking on water and you're there thinking he can't swim, he doesn't own a boat, and all the other possible. So I don't bother myself with what people are saying or seeing or understanding. They can study as much as they want. The human mind is so wonderful. We can justify anything, we can explain away anything. But why are you doing what you're doing? Why? That's the most important thing.
So do you think, does religion or our cultural values or backgrounds influence the way that we think about mental health?
100%. You can only see things based on who you are. You can only see things based on. They say everybody's always doing the best that they can with what they have. So if you see someone who is beating up their children all the time, always yelling, always shouting, that's what they have. That's the knowledge they have. Just have compassion for them. Don't judge. So the culture, the way you've been brought up, it plays a part 100%. They say even when you get to 35, you can't even learn anything new. It's difficult to even change your spots, to have an open mind, to learn something, to behave better. So this is a big challenge, the mind and how to. So culture, religion, yes, because what they tell you is acceptable, you believe is acceptable. Before they used to kill human beings because they're witches. They used to burn them. I mean, if you're actually a Christian, maybe you should pray for them and cast the devil out. Don't burn them. God is not into genocide or killing people. But that's people's understanding, and that will always impact. My country, Nigeria, there was a time if you have twins, they put them in the forest. They leave them to die. I have twins today. I'm thankful for the lady who went there.
Excuse me.
It's okay. The lady who went there and she abolished this. I'm sure she could have been seen as she was crazy. Do you know, even people told me when I was in university, someone was telling me quite recently, they said everybody looked at you like you were mad because you were always gathering children together and teaching them. Excuse me, how does teaching children, a teenager teaching children, equate to someone being mad? Is it because in university people are looking for school or looking for men or looking for money? And I was there pursuing my purpose, which is to work with children and teach them what their parents wouldn't teach them. Please, can someone explain to me how is that being crazy? Well, my friend told me like maybe 2 months ago. She said, I remember when you were in school, everyone around you thought you were crazy. You were always working with children. I'm like, I see another guy said that to me, that I must be a witch. Why am I gathering children? What's gathering children have to do with witchcraft?
That's a very, very wrong, wrong perception. So, what can be, done to break, such misconceptions
Education.
or such, taboos? What can be done?
Education. People need to get really passionate about what really matters. Let's stop hyping nice fancy clothes. I know we're wearing beautiful clothes today and those things inspire me, but let's stop hyping quick cash. That's why our young boys are going to Yahoo, all this scamming. Let's stop hyping things that don't matter. Let's celebrate real heroes. Those parents who are trying to put food on the table. Those parents who make mistakes, who get up, who fall, but who still get up. Let's make it the thing that we, just like what you're doing with your platform, the Inside View. You're getting our victors, our role models to say, hey, you can beat anything. This lady has bounced back from being depressed. She's bounced back from being homeless. She's bounced back from being sexually assaulted. She's bounced back from domestic violence. And now today she's an author. She has her courses. I'm talking about myself in case anybody's wondering. But what Auntie Nana is doing, celebrating Africans who are making a difference, who are not staying quiet. This conspiracy of silence is being broken. And it's starting with us right now. So we can get educated. Very important.
Wow. So, I mean, like in your case, in trying to assess medical help, did you face any barriers at all? Because I learned that, most of our people do complain that the medical professionals don't really understand or do not actually get it. Why do, like people from the African, origins, why can they suffer from mental, illness? Because, they are so mentally, stable, they are so grounded. So in your case, did you face any mental, any challenges in trying to assess medical health? Did you face any challenges at all? And if you did you think the medical professionals gave you a tailor-made help, in trying to get well?
Just pardon me, did you say that the medical people believe that we are strong and we don't need help?
Most of the people, because, like during my research, I realized that, people do complain that, I don't think, they've given me, the medical help that I need. And even sometimes you have to go through the GPs, the long, road before you can get a proper mental health professional to assess you. You understand what I mean? Because sometimes they think, why should you be going through, any mental challenges at all? Because they feel or believe we are strong mentally. There's that, actually misconception in the medical professionals that, people from the Asian background, people from the African, origin, we are mentally tough. So we just
I didn't know that because